Of course, it's Monday, and on Mondays we have the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service joining us just to remind us about those tips that we as citizens need to remember. And so joining us, as always, is Inspector Michelle Lewis, and this is part 2 of the conversation as we delve into the role of the public in law enforcement. Inspector, good morning.
Good morning, Kimberly. Good morning,
Good morning.
Good morning to your listeners and viewers.
So we continue the conversation, Inspector, the role of the public in law enforcement.
Yes.
And I think we're going to go straight into emergency. What does that mean, emergency?
Emergency as in, so give me an example. Give me an example.
So, for example, is it that the house is on fire?
Right.
For example, the house is on fire. Do I call fire services or do I call you?
People tend to call TTPS all the time. And when they call 999, for example, we call everybody else.
Right.
So we will call fire, we will call, depending on what it is and where it is, we'll call the hospital, we'll call the ambulance, we'll do everything. Once you contact 999.
Right.
So we encourage members of the public that where something is happening, we maintain where you see something, say something, because you have a responsibility where crime is concerned to ensure that you do your part as well to decrease crime and the fear of crime. And the fear of crime meaning that you may see something and you would say, well, it's not affecting me. But somebody else would be a victim of it and somebody else would be traumatized by it. And so it is a fear that not just for the person at the point in time, but the after effect of the offense.
Does it work the same way? It works the same way with 990. If you call either one, they will dispatch accordingly?
Now, from today, Monday, the 21st of November, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service has initiated a new contact number, which is 736 TTPS, 736-8877. And that contact number, it is a cell number, and it is attached directly to the Deputy Commissioner of Police Office and the Commissioner of Police Office. So it is at that very, very high rank that that number and the reports and the information that comes to that number will be addressed.
Inspector, I'm tempted to ask.
We all are tempted, Kimberly.
If it does have WhatsApp, it is a cell number.
Wow.
No, but does it have WhatsApp?
So you can WhatsApp.
You can WhatsApp your information as well.
It's a cell number.
Right.
So,
well, it's WhatsApp doesn't come with all cell phones. You have to download that app specifically.
So
I just want to make sure, can we reach this number via WhatsApp, or do we have to call? Do we have to text message? How does it work?
Okay, so it's a cell number.
Right.
If you want me to find out if it's WhatsApp, then I can.
Yes.
But
and the number is 736 TTPS, right?
736 TTPS. So that contact number at our last press briefing, the Deputy Commissioner, Christopher, indicated that from today, that number will be effective. Persons can call in and give their reports and any information, and it's going to that top level within the organization.
But how do you streamline exactly what type of reports? Is it any kind of reports? Is it if you see a hit and run accident? Is it if somebody break in your house? I mean, are there specific reports that we need for this particular number or anything at all?
Anything at all. The report. So what we don't want is an influx of persons calling for
that's what's going to happen.
No, you have to remember the level of the organization that is going to deal with the reports, right? And so we know that persons sometimes have, to you it might be very passionate and thing, but in the eyes of the public it might not seem to think. Not that we're discounting the level of, or the importance of a report, but you have to appreciate that when we have a lot of reports coming in at this particular number, it could clog what really you want to extract from it.
So what do you want? Who do you want to reach out to this number? Who are the people that you want to call?
It really says every report. But we expect that when information comes, it's information that are crucial to something. So, for example, we have 555, which is anonymous, and somebody might want to call and say, well, I saw a firearm or whatever. Or they may be afraid to call or afraid to call the station because of whatever, because they believe that, the officer knows somebody. We get that, right? We're not oblivious to that. And so you might want to call another rank or higher rank to be able to ensure that that information that you're passing on really gets investigated, that perpetrator is really caught.
So this also includes domestic disputes?
It includes domestic disputes.
Okay, because I was just here.
Yeah, so we maintain that if you see or you hear something, let us know. Because when you let us know, then we are able to act, and we are able to resolve in some cases, and we are able to apprehend in some cases.
So, Inspector, is it that you, the TTPS is under the opinion that the previous numbers are not enough for people to say something, that we needed to add another number?
And it is always, so the organization, we always restructuring, we always reviewing, we're always trying to better our situation, make it more viable for members of the public to reach us. And so we just want to give another platform, another medium that persons can reach out to the police. We just want to make sure that we are doing all that we can, because if it is at the level of a deputy commissioner of police and a commissioner of police that your reports are now being filtered, it just goes to show that the level that the organization, the executive level organization, is reaching out to members of the public and the crime situation and ensuring that we can do all that is possible to help.
Inspector, I want to ask a question. I want to ask a question because I've been seeing lately a lot of missing people, missing persons. And so there was one particular young man who was missing, and I believe that the parents went to the police station. I'm not sure which police station they went to, but they went to the police station and they lodged a report. And the officer was like, we can't take the report because we need to wait 24 to 48 hours before this person is officially missing, or before you think the person is officially missing, before we can take your report and dispatch officers to look for the person. Is that still something that the police service does?
That is unfortunate that parent or the person with responsibility for that person would have experienced that, because that is something that the organization no longer does. Years ago, there was, which is within law at the time, with the 24 hours, but there was a period within Trinidad and Tobago where we saw an increase in kidnapping and missing persons, and so the organization changed. And I mean, all officers are fully aware that there is no 24-hour period anymore. Once that report comes in, a picture we ask for, and that information goes out directly to anti-kidnapping, and it just filters out.
So what redress would that family have? Or if somebody enters a police station to make a report and they're met with that, what do they do? How do they treat with that situation?
Well, one, we have...
PCA?
Well, PCA, yes. I mean, that's after the fact,
right?
But you want your report to be dealt with, right? So we have noted that person will call 999, and they would filter the call. We have noted that person would have gone to a senior rank within the division,
and that's what they did.
Right.
They had to go to a senior rank, and thankfully the child was found. Yeah.
Right. Or and now we have this other number 736.
8877.
8877. So that that is generally what happened. You go to the PCA, persons go there after the fact. So it's not going to help in a situation that needs immediate redress.
Yeah.
Because it's a department that deals with report against police, and not necessarily to deal with your report per se. Yeah. And so we encourage persons, when that kind of thing happen, I apologize on behalf of the organization, because it's not something that's supposed to happen. And so I am certain that the senior officer that person would have gone to would treat with that situation, and the officers that would have dealt with her in an improper manner in relation to the organizational structure and responsibility and rules and regulation that the officers are governed by and must follow.
Yeah. Now I'm checking the number here, and it's not showing up as a WhatsApp number at all. So it seems that we can't WhatsApp the number,
so
but we can text message it. Yeah.
So when I leave here, workers, I'm going right up my ma'am office and let ma'am and the commissioner.
We need to get WhatsApp
on it. Download WhatsApp.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because it's also a means of communication.
It is.
In relaying the information to the public, it was said that it is going to be for calls. And so since you all have now brought the question of WhatsApp, I'm going to take that back to my executive.
But because I bring it up because I know in situations where people may not feel comfortable to call, and they might feel more, or they might be in a quiet situation where they can't talk or whatever, and they have an emergency and they may not be able to talk to 999.
And they could only contact, through
via WhatsApp.
If you are in an emergency, let me say this to the public: if you are in an emergency, dial 999.
But what if you can't talk? What if you're hiding from our
your location is the one?
Yeah. So just call with your location.
So you can call and you can just stay silent.
Yes, you can. And even if you get an opportunity, just to think, because at some point, right, because the officers your number registers. And if you have location on, 999, dial 999, emergency number is a must.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, Inspector, I know we would have touched on it last week, but just as a reminder, this emergency number as well is also for somebody who may witness sexual abuse as well.
Yes.
Are they supposed to call this number? Are they supposed to call 999? Which of the numbers they can call if they notice something like that?
Okay, so where it is a sexual abuse against a child, sexual pension, or anything like that, even in domestic matters,
yes,
you
Inspector.
can still, if it is that you are of the opinion that your information would not be dealt with at the station, you have the option of 736 TTPS 8877. However, because we have so many units within the organization. For example, we have the Child Protection Unit, we have the Special Victims Unit, which deals with all sexual offenses, so that report can be just directly go to the unit as opposed to a station.
Well, Inspector Lewis, let me thank you so much for coming in and sharing the information. As usual, we expect you again bright and early next week, Monday. But thank you so much for joining us today.
Christmas.
Ah, boy.
We are going into Christmas.
We should have some important tips for you next week about that, yeah?
Going into Christmas.
Yeah.
You will see an increase of police presence in all 10 divisions. You will see it. And we want persons to be, cooperative with the police and don't think that we are delaying you in traffic or anything like that. Because these things help to prevent crime. Traffic, stop and search, it helps to prevent crime. Yeah, sometimes in those cases we find a firearm, arrest persons and all of that. But if you see something, say something. I know my time is up.
And that's how we're going to end this Monday morning. Always a pleasure.